In this episode, I asked Jim about the value of consistency in growing your business or growing your sales. He takes that and applies it in that area, but also starts to apply it to many areas of life. And he even talks about how he's overcome many personal challenges and business challenges using this exact framework. Watch, I think you enjoy.
How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I'm joined by Jim Shorkey and Marshall Siamahu in the back.
Good to have you, Marshall. I'm really happy about this. This is
yes.
great.
It's an honor.
Pardon?
It's an honor.
It's an honor for us as well. We're all in this together. It's an honor for us.
So, referencing my notes, something we talk a lot about is consistency, right? And consistency over time, right? Can you connect consistency to business growth? Do you see a correlation?
Oh,
And
of course.
And if so, how? And if so, how do you make sure you're consistent with the right things?
So, again, it harkens back to the strategic continuum. And I really would like to get that in the hands of the audience. I really would. I think it's really important. Even if nothing else, even if the next time we get together, if they have that in their hands, that they can just have it as an image that we can, as we talk about it, say, oh, I see how this works now. So when we talk about the strategic continuum, we're talking about two things. One is having a strategy, and then two is executing said strategy. Okay? And so the idea is that if we have an F strategy, we are going to fail. If we have a D strategy, we are going to fail. If we have a C strategy, we're going to create mediocrity. If we have a B strategy, we're going to do pretty darn good. And if we have an A strategy, we're going to do really well. Okay. However, there is a caveat here. We have to talk about execution. So a B strategy executed really well is way better than an A strategy executed poorly. Now, if you don't understand, that's why we need to get this picture in your hands so that you can really think it over, right? When you talk about consistency, if we have a bad strategy, do we want to consistently execute that strategy?
No.
So consistency goes out the door.
And we better figure out if it's a good strategy or a bad strategy.
Hold on though. If we have a bad strategy and we're on the 10,000 foot view, we have a bad strategy, executed consistently, we're going to fail consistently. And we're going to fail miserably. So consistency is not a good thing in that regard. We've got to be careful here. If we consistently do the wrong things in life, we're going to be unsuccessful. That is just how it is. So the first thing we want to do is I'm going to go deep now. Number one, we have to set a very clear, defined goal. It's really important. What is your goal? And it doesn't matter what area we're talking about. It's going to be the same formula that I'm going to give you. What is your goal? You want to run a marathon. Okay, good. So number one is to set a very clear, concise goal, 26 miles, 285 yards. That's pretty concise. That's the goal. To finish a marathon, a long way, 26 miles, 285 yards, a long way. Okay, so now we have a goal. Secondly, it's very important that we establish our reason why for the goal. What's your reason why for the goal? What's your reason why? Does your reason why make you cry? Does it make you emotional? Does it give you a chill up and down your spine? Does it give you sweaty palms? Does it give you dry mouth? There's some physical symptoms of emotion that are very real.
Yeah, and that could fit with your marathon. Maybe somebody
It
says,
could.
My mom or dad always running a marathon and they
I
never
agree.
got to.
I agree. But I don't think it's as crucial as what I'm saying. Most goals are very crucial. So what is your goal? It's got to be very specific. Write it down. It's got to be clear and concise. This is right out of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, okay? Then your reason why, which we've added that. Napoleon Hill did not talk about that one. He did talk about emotion a lot, but he didn't really quantify it into your reason why. So we're big on your reason why. Does your reason why make you highly emotional? And then from there, we want you to seek expert counsel. We want you to find somebody who has done what you want to do, your goal, successfully. And we want you to read their book. We want you to watch their videos. We want you to have a one-on-one conversation, whatever we can do to get in front of expert counsel. For me, way back in the days when I was bankruptcy imminent, that was Mr. Hamilton. And I remember walking into his office, and I was lost. I was upset. I was doing terrible, bankruptcy imminent, et cetera. And I told him, I said, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. And that's when I got that list of 10 things that I should be doing to be a successful automobile dealer, and I went to work on that. So what's your goal? Is your reason why I make you cry? Seek expert counsel, get you a list, okay? And the list is the strategy, okay? Now, I have a reason why I'm going this deep. So now, once we get the list from Mr. Hamilton, those 10 things, I needed to consistently do all 10. If I couldn't do all 10, I needed to at least get to 9. 8 would be the bare minimum, but preferably 10. Okay, so in the strategic continuum with your request, we're going to get that to you. It's going to talk to you about a B to a B plus strategy. I came up with that because sometimes we spend so much time trying to get the A to A plus strategy that we're not in execution. So if we can get a B to a B plus plan, I'm telling you right now, that is good enough. Now, over time, can we maybe improve it to get to A minus? Of course. But let's spend time executing the B to a B plus strategy. B to B plus, preferably B plus, but B will work. And then we want to talk very intensively, and I do mean intensively, about executing that plan at as close to 100% as possible. And we say in the lesson, 90% is bare minimum. Also, would you be willing to send them that lesson?
Yeah.
Via email, we can do that, right? So what we're saying here is that we need to come up with a B to a B plus plan executed at as far beyond 90% as we can get. So let's go back to Mr. Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton had the evidence. He had everything I wanted. He had the cars, the boats, the houses. He was considered to be very successful, and he was, in fact. So I knew that he knew. So when he gave me that list, I knew that it was a good list. So if I'm executing 9 out of 10 of those steps or those principles, whatever, I'm doing 9 out of 10, and I'm in high school, and I get a 9 out of 10, what's my grade?
A.
Okay. With me now? Okay. If I'm executing 8 out of 10, what's my grade?
B.
If I'm executing 7 out of 10, what's my grade?
C.
I'm in trouble. Okay. We can't be at C. C's going to get us mediocrity.
Yep.
So we came up with this idea of a B to a B plus plan executed at as close to 90% we said was the bare minimum, which is an A execution. And again, B to B plus, that was the bare minimum, preferably a B plus and preferably A minus. But let's not spend, what I found happening with people in general over my experience of leadership was we spend so much time with, oh, here's my new plan. What was wrong with the old plan? You never did it.
Yeah.
Let's just get to a good plan and execute the living crap out of it. Excuse me. One of the things I hate the most in life, I hate it. One of the things I hate the most is New Year's resolutions. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And people would tell me about their New Year's resolutions. They say, you know what? You're not serious. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Because if you were, you would have started it today. What does January the 1st have to do with it? The busiest day of the year, I'm told, I don't know this for a fact, the busiest day of the year for the gym is New Year's, the day after New Year's.
That's funny.
The slowest day of the year is about 30 days later. They're all gone.
That's a lot of funny meme about that.
Yeah. And do me a favor. You're in front of your computer, aren't you? And you get on. When people set New Year's resolutions, how long does it take for them to give up? And what is the percentage to give up? It'll come up. I'd like to just, we're doing this live.
Yeah, check me, Marshall.
it-
If I had to guess, I'll guess first. I'll be the guesser. I would say 14 to 28 days.
It's about 30 days, and I think about 70% are done.
Wow.
Over.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm right. And it's like, if you were serious about the goal, wouldn't you start on November 3rd? You're already thinking about it. Oh, come New Year's, I got to lose 30 pounds. What's the percentage of people that just give up on the goal? Does it say that?
So yeah, that's the first week quitter, about 23%, 43%.
Week. Wow. That's so
And 1 month quitter is around 64%.
yeah.
And 3 months is only about 22%. And 1 year is about 6% and to 8%.
So if you were serious about this goal, Marshall, wouldn't you start on what does January the 1st have to do with it?
Yeah.
You want to lose weight or you want to read a certain book or whatever it is that you want to do. The list with Mr. Hamilton. I got that list in my hand and he's talking and I'm looking at the list and I'm thinking immediately occurred to me, I'm not doing anything on this list. I went to the dealership that day and I started on that list and I never got off it. I'm not kidding you. And I met with Mr. Hamilton every week for the rest of his life with very few exceptions. We met and we talked. And I love that man. He was really good to me.
It kind of makes sense that the person who did the whole year, who cares when they start, if they start January 1st to November 3rd,
Doesn't matter.
that drop-off rate was so low by the end of the first year because they're making it into a lifestyle, right? It's not something they're doing for...
So I think you're misunderstanding what he's saying. The drop-off rate, in other words, say it again now, please.
The drop of rate for New Year's resolution is less than 4 months.
Okay, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
They're
And
gone.
that's
Yeah.
almost 70% of them.
Like,
Excuse me, I got a cough.
He was saying only 6% make it to a year.
Oh, yeah.
Only 6%.
So not
Which-
so
which
but,
to me
but
makes-
that's not the drop-off rate. 94% will be the drop-off
That's
rate.
right, yeah.
94% are done
Yeah.
before the year's up. I wasn't willing to do that. I couldn't afford to do that. I kept going back. I kept adding to the list. It started out with broccoli, and I added carrots, and I added spinach, and I added kombucha, and I added all these different things. I just kept working at it. And so over a period of time, the list got to be really long, but it was a good list.
Yeah.
And a good list executed in that 90+% range is going to get you incredible results. And so I'm laying in a hospital bed. I had a very serious stroke, 3 brain bleeds, hemorrhagic stroke. Shoulda, coulda, woulda died. And I can remember laying there in the bed in a lot of pain. And I said to my team, I said, I am going to do exactly what I did for my part in the building of the Jim Shorkey Family Auto Group. That's what I'm going to do to reclaim the Jim Shorkey body. And that's a goal, right? That's a New Year's resolution of sorts. And what I did was from that hospital bed, I ordered a new copy of Think and Grow Rich. And that book represented reading number 140, as I recollect. And right now, this was 2 years ago. Right now, I'm at 267, I believe. What am I at?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if you think about it, here's this goofy guy, 69 years old, retired. I've read the book once a month since the stroke. Did I do what I said I was going to do?
Yeah.
And the reason why I've read it a little more intensively since then is I have different people that I'm mentoring right now that we're working on that book, Think and Grow Rich. And so I felt a moral obligation to, okay, if I'm gonna teach this, I gotta know it. And even though I've read it at that point, 150, I still felt that I wanted to be fresh. So I actually got another copy of it it was a gift from Don Green, who was the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. He gave me this book and personally autographed it. And I never did anything with it because I cherished this book. It's from Don Green. But I thought, you know what? This is a special situation. I'm alive. I made it. I'm working with these 2 gentlemen who I love dearly. And I'm going to read this book. Now, I haven't marked it up one bit at all because I respect the book that much because it's from Don Green. But nevertheless, I wanted to read that book special. No highlighting, no pen. I'm just reading it and taking notes to the side. Okay?
Yep.
So I still do my notes. I have to do notes when I read. That's very important to me. And
It's also important for cognitive
there's no
science
question.
sake. Yeah.
And a flawed brain. My brain, when you have brain bleed, I had 3 brain bleeds. When you have brain bleeds, you kill brain. And so my goal in a hospital bed was 100% stroke recovery. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I set out to figure out how I could do it. I read probably 10 books on the brain and how it works. And interestingly enough, the brain will recreate itself with the proper input. So that's a whole nother subject. This is not medical advice, please. Not medical advice. It's just what I'm doing. But with continuing the coaching and the mentoring, that is really good for the brain of Jim Shorkey that is a stroke recovery brain.
Yeah.
And so I've really doubled down on that idea, and I made it very clear that I wasn't going to back off. Did I back off on the podcast?
No.
Do you remember the day we started day 1? Do you remember what you said to me?
Jim, what about 122?
And what did I say?
You said, can I at least try?
It was more than that. You're right. You got it.
Yeah.
I said, Derek, let me tell you something. I'm a math guy. I am. I said, the probability of me making it to 122, I don't know how many people have been on the planet since forever. It's probably about 1 trillion to 1, 1 billion to 1, whatever. It's very long odds. I'm not stupid. I know that. I said, but let me ask you a question, Derek. And I said to Derek, I said, can't I at least try? And Derek's response was, whoa, yeah, you can. And so I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Now, I said, let me ask you another question. And I've asked Derek this question. If I make it to 100, did I hit the goal? And Derek's first response was, no, it's not. I said, wait a second. The odds of me making it to 100, no matter who I am, are not real good. I think it's less than 1%, correct?
Yeah.
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 They're not real good. So by going for 122 and hitting 100, did I win?
Heck yeah, you did.
I won. And so I'm going for 122, no doubt. But it's a long shot. I know that. But by living properly at 69, that's going to give me the best mathematical probability, the best chance of making it to 100, which I really want to do. And I was in a hospital and very sick. And I remember thinking, and at that time I'm 67, whatever that was. And I thought about my granddaughter, Lila, who at that time would have been, I think she was 13 years old. And I thought about, okay, 15 years from now, or something like that, there's probably going to be, and I've got several grandchildren, in my life, there's probably going to be a great-grandchild. I remember thinking that. So 15 years from now, on top of 67, is 82. So I thought, I want to be there for that I want to hold that great-grandchild. And then I took it 10 years from there, figuring, okay, now 10-year-old great-grandchild, I want to be able to sit in my front porch and talk to that great-grandchild and give him some of my nonsense advice, okay?
Yeah.
But I thought about that. And then I thought about even going further into the future and kept thinking and thinking, because I really want to experience these things. If I'm dead, I don't get to experience them.
No.
So I better get my acting gear. I got to get this brain fixed. And it turns out, as I did my research, this is not medical advice, please. But it turns out that anything that is good for my heart is good for my brain, okay? So I started working on the fitness of my heart. And now we're getting into zone 2 training and any type of cardiovascular training. Dr. Rosales, I said to Dr. Rosales back in the hospital, a lot of pain. I said, Dr. Rosales, how do I fix this? He said, walk a lot, Jim. And I didn't understand it at the time, but I thought, okay, he's the doctor. I'm going to walk a lot. As it turns out, that was a really good idea because the brain needs blood to get nutrients and chemicals and oxygen, all this stuff. And again, I'm an old worn out car salesman, not medical advice. But anyways, if I don't have my act together here, then I most likely don't have my act together here. If I have plaque in my arteries here, where else do you think I have plaque, Marshall? If it's here, where else is it? It's in my brain.
Yeah.
I got to get that fixed. And that's the advice that I was given.
Man.
So I went to work on this, and I had a physical therapist. They only give you so much time. And I thought, man, that doesn't make sense. And so I have a physical therapist / trainer that comes in here 4 days a week. And we have signed a contract, a friendship contract. He's my best friend. You're literally my best friend. He will be, the day I die, I will have done physical therapy the day before. This is a contract. And that's the contract that we have. And he knows that. And he's in. Is he not?
Yep.
And he works my butt off.
Yes, he does.
Does.
With a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's a good man. He just crushes me. But hey, I need to do that, you know.
But listen to you talk. My question to you is about consistency and the value that it adds. And you're telling me consistently over
it, man. I live it.
step after step
I live
after
it.
step, or business strategy and implementing those steps and getting the list
I
from
live
Mr.
it.
Hamilton, right?
I told you that. I laid in a hospital bed in a lot of pain, and I said to my team, which my team is my family, and a couple close friends, and I said, listen, I can tell you, Bill Leader knows. He was there. Also one of my closest friends on the planet. And my best friend, I have several best friends, frankly. But anyways, I said to him, he knows I said it, I'm going to do what I did for my part, because it wasn't just me, it was a whole bunch of people. But what I did for my part in building the Jim Shirky Family Auto Group, that's what I'm going to do to reclaim the Jim Shirky body. And that's what I've done. And that is consistency. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a good plan.
Yes.
It's not dumb crap.
Right.
It's not pseudoscience. This is good stuff. You know that there's a process in your body called angiogenesis.
You've told me a little bit about this
You
before.
familiar, Marshall? You know, your body, based on the demands that you place on it, will grow a new vascular system. Angiogenesis, look it up. Another one is neurogenesis. You know that your brain, based on demand, will build a new system of neurons and synapses, and you can actually rewire your brain. Turns out Napoleon Hill was really right on this count. Autosuggestion, the keystone to the arch of the philosophy called Think and Grow Rich. Turns out he was really right on this. And you do that by a consistent repetition of different things that you say to Jim Shorkey when you're Jim Shorkey.
Thank
Very
you, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.